How far you say you? About 5 minutes.
I raise my children up to say the same shit. Dear Lord, I hope you hear my prayers, because we really, really need you down here. From all the pain that we going through, we know that you're real, so can you fall through? Father, have mercy when we call on you. But I just want to fall on you, to show the devils you ain't nothing to play with. I raise my children up to say the same shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Look, I keep it loyal to the team. UBK play for kings. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Go ahead. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. Go ahead. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead. This shit is too easy. I'm on gold, but they don't believe it. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 V's. Need them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. Mama grind, bitch, and working. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas, we eat. I'm in this bitch with the itis. Say, all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all to do the sweet. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Look, I keep it loyal to the team. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an after Uncle Phil with it. And then my targets on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the team. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
You understand? You done found a new breed of Hebrews that stand and walk with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we don't care who we got to come up against. You ain't standing before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on. Of my true love's head.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cause. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they'd rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites.
Testing.
Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto and seeing one us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. Homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long that it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite. Crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies.
Oh yeah, if he needs it. All right, let's clap it up. Shalom. How about Shemi Hawashah Barakatah, all the brothers. How Shema Allah by Shemi Hawashah, all the sisters. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out here in Durham, North Carolina. This is the Sabbath service. You know what I'm saying? Priest and officer 500,000 holding it down with my brother, officer 50 Yanazar. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it in just a second. Of course, we're gonna start out with these prayers. Salakia. Okay. First, hit the horn. Okay. And with that, Imadyum, which means to stand. Wapanya Kwadum, which means rise, Dwada, rise and face the east. We're going to start out with the Lord's Prayer. We're going to start out in the Hebrew.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazar, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Natanlanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawum, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nanawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabaya Ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abol, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafaparith, La'Iwalumium, Aman.
Our Father, which art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Praying for the power of Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashemi Hawashai, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lenawa, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kaumakala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Lataha, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Hahaquium, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashun, Bashim Yahweh, the Wada Amun.
In English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Why Mayaka Allah? Why Allahayim? Matazabaya. Allahap Yahana. Salakia. Allahwap Yahana. Ha Allawapium. Ha Saranyam. Ha Katazayanyam. Ha Kayayoyam. Wa Ha Akwathian. Yahweh. Bashem Hawashai. Tawara Amun.
In English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. The 121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah. Ayanya. Al-Haharium. Mahayan. Yaba'ah. Isaiah. Ma'aim. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Wa'aratazah. Al-Yathun. Lamawat. Regolka. Al-Yanawam. Shemarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawum. Wala'ah. Yayashun. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shemarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makau Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaatka, Wa'atka, Mayatha, Wa'ait Iwalam.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
into the hills.
Into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From which cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot.
He will not suffer thy foot
to be moved.
To be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Upon thy right hand.
Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
From all evil.
From all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forward.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. The 83rd Psalm in the Hebrew. Allahayim. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Fakarash. Wa Al-Fashakwat. Al-Kayahana. Awabiyaka. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Imaka. Ya'irayamwa. Sawada. Wayatha. Ya'itazawa. Al-Tazapawanyaka. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wanakakidam. Magolia. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Sham Yasha'Allah. Iwada. Kaya. Nawa. Aitazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Alyaka. Baryath. Yakawathwa. Aholwa. Adawam. Wa Yashamai. Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagorium. Gabol. Wa Imawan. Wa Imalak. Palashaf.
Palashaf.
I'm
I'm
Yeshabia.
Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gamashawar.
Nalawa.
Alawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat.
Abanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamajin.
Kamajin.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah.
Kayabian.
Kayabian.
Banakol.
Banakol.
Kwayashwan.
Kwayashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Ba'ayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
Adama.
Shayatumwa.
Shayatumwa.
Nada.
Nada.
Yabmawa.
Yabmawa.
Ka'irab.
Ka'irab.
Ashar. Salakia. Wakazaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakatazor.
Wakatazor.
Mana'ai.
Mana'ai.
Kal Nasaya Kamwa.
Kalanasaya Kumwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarasha.
Rashah.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ath.
Ath.
Nawath.
Na'awath.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayatumwa.
Shayatumwa.
Kagogala.
Kagogala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Rawaka.
Lapanya Rawaka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Tabiya Ira. Ya'ira.
Tabiyaira Yaira.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Tharadapma.
Taradapma.
Basa Irika.
Basa Irika.
Wabasa Wapafka.
Babasa Wapafka.
Tabahalum.
Tabahalum.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyahum.
Panyahum.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabaholwa.
Wayabaholwa.
Aija'ai.
Ayaid.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadayawa.
Wayadaiwa.
Kaya Atha.
Kaya Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Al-Yawan.
Ayawan.
Al-Kal Haratazar.
Al-Kalha'aratazah. In the English, keep not thou silence. O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still. O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. They have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes.
And of the Hagarenes.
Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles. Like Oreb. And like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As Zabah. And as Zalmunna. Who said, Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh. Into possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame. Set the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high, over all the earth.
Sorry.
All right, Christ. So we're going to pick it up from where the brothers left off last week. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 16 and verse 23. Number 16 and 23. Shalom, sis. If you want to follow along in the Hebrew, and if you don't have a Tanakh, then what you do is, of course, you go to blueletterbible.org. Okay, blueletterbible.org, and then you're going to type in the chapter
15 and 23.
16. Okay. So you go to blueletterbible.org, go to type in Numbers 16, go, and you scroll down to where you see Numbers 16 and 23. And then you're going to click on Tools, right, which is right next to it. You're going to click on the word Tools, and then the Hebrew will pop up. You know what I'm saying? There actually is an option to get rid of those disgusting vowel points, those little marks that have nothing to do with our language. You can just click like a little check box. You just click on it and it should get rid of all of that. But if you're not able to access that, then just ignore all that extra stuff. All right. So the brother's gonna pick it up at Numbers chapter 16, verse 23 in the Hebrew.
Wayadabar, Yahweh al-Mashah, La'amar, Salaki. Verse 24. The bar al-Ha'ida, La'amar, Hailawa, Masabayab, Lamashakun, Korak, the Thun, Why Abayam, Wa Abayar, Why Salakia, Wa Bayarum, Wa Bayarum, Wa Abiyahum. How you say that? I don't want. This is the last word. If 24 out of 1, if you could, please. Why Abayabrum? Abba Yarum? Wa Abba Yarum. All right, Most High Christ, the water. Verse 25. Wayakum Masha Wayalaka Al the Thun Wa Ab Yarum Wayalakawa Akariawa Saquanya Yasha'ala. Verse 26. Wayadabar al Ha'ida La Amar Sawarawa Na'a Ma'ila or Ma'al Aholia Anyashayam Harashya Ayam Allah Wa'al Thagaiwa Bakal Ashar Lahum Gun the Sapwa Bakal Hata'atham. Verse 27. Waya'ila wa Ma'al Mashakun Korak the Thun Wa Abya Rum Masabayab Salakia. Wa the Thun Wa Abya Rum Yataza'awa Natazabayam Pathak Aliyahum Wanashayaf Wanashayahum Wanashiyam Wabanayahum Watapum. This is verse 27, the last word. Watapum, correct? Watapum, Salaki. Verse 28, Wayamar, Masha, Bawa'af. Matapma. Kanwakan. Verse 28. Waya Amar Masha Baza'af. For the I Salaka. For the I won Kaya Yahweh Shalachnia La I Shawath Af Cow Hama Ash Hama I Hamaishim Allah Kaya La'a Malabaya. 29 is the last one. Verse 29. Bamawath cow. Ha'adam. Yamath one. Yamath one. Allah. The first, Amath one, right? Allah. Wapak Kadath. Cow. Ha'adam. Yapakwad. Aliyahum. La'a. Yahweh. Shalachnia. Shalachnaya. Okay, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 23 in English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Verse 25. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. Verse 26. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sin.
Right, because what happened, right? Because remember, these men had come up against Moses and Aaron.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They had come up against Moses and Aaron, like, yo, like, basically, who made y'all in charge? You know what I mean? Like, why do y'all take it upon yourselves to be over everything? We all holy, right? We all sons of Levi. We all separate unto the Most High. So why do y'all take this charge like y'all supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, the top dogs? And that's what they did. And they had a few brothers with them. So Moses inquired of the Lord and went to the Lord and said, yo, these men doing this. I ain't do nothing to them. And the Lord said, don't worry, I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to take care of them. Just tell everybody to get away from them. So that's what's happening right now. Go ahead.
Let me read verse 27 again. Right? Verse 27. So they get up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, on every side, and Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children. Verse 28. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. Verse 29. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord have not sent me.
He's going to break it down, you know what I'm saying, further in the next few verses. But basically what he's saying is that watch what happens to these men. What based on what happens to them is going to tell you whether or not the Lord sent me or not. Because people, just like, it's no different than now, right? It's just like no different than now. How many Israelite, you know what I'm saying, groups running around with different names and, you know what I'm saying, teaching different things and different doctrines or whatever? That's common, right? We got a whole bunch of different Israelite groups. Whole bunch of men claiming that they the leaders of Israel, claiming that they the, you know what I'm saying, number one. They the highest ranking, they this and that. But did the Lord ever deal Did he ever deal with multiple brothers at one time? Or was there always one man in charge? There was always one man in charge, and it trickled down from there. At this time, Moses was in charge. And even Aaron was his second in command. Moses couldn't even speak well. He had to use Aaron to speak for him. But Aaron wasn't in charge because he did all the talking. Moses was in charge. You know what I'm saying? At a later time, Joshua became in charge. You understand? And it goes down and down to King David and King Solomon and so on and so forth. Right? All the way down to Yahushua. Okay? So it's the same thing that's happening now, what's happening back then. Brothers was looking at Moses like, yo, what's so special about you? You know what I'm saying? They're going to say it in a few verses that you took us out of Egypt, but, Egypt, we was eating good. So what's so special about that? You know what I mean? Disloyal, to put it plainly. Disloyal, all right? Go ahead and read the next one in Hebrew.
Khan. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 30 in the Hebrew. Bara'a Yahweh wa Patazatha Ha'adama Ath Paya Wabala'ai Athum Wa'ath Kal Ashar Lahum Waya Radawa Waya Radwa Hayayum. All right. Hayayum Sha'Allah Waya Itham Kaya Na Atazawa Anashim Ha'Allah Ath Yahweh. Verse 31. Wayahaya Kakalathwa Ladabar Ath Kal Hadabarium Ha'Allah Watha Bakwai Ha'adama Ashar Thakathiahum. Verse 32. Wathapatha Ha'aratazar Ath Paya Wathabalai Balai Athum Wa'ath Bathiahum Wa'ath Kal Ha'adama Ashar La Korak Wa'ath Kal Hawa Hara Kawash Come. Verse 33. Wayaradwa Hum Wakal Ashar Lahum Kayayum Sha'Allah Wathakam Aliyahum Ha'aratazar Waya Abadwa Mathawak Mathawaka Hakwahol. Verse 34, Wakal Yashra'ala Ashar Sabaya Bathiahum Nasap Lakwalum Kaya Amarwa Pan Thabala Ainawa Ha'aratazar. Verse 35. Wa'ash Yataza'ah Ma'ath Yahweh Latha Akol Ath Hakamashium, Wama'athium, Ayash, Makwarayabia, Hakwatarath. Verse 36. Wayadabar, yeah. 35 was the last one. Oh, I'm sorry, correct. One out of one. Wayadabar, Yahweh, al-Mashah, la Amor. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 30 in English. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up, with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord.
Right. So he's saying basically, if they die regular, then that don't mean nothing. He said, but if the Lord, if he do something you ain't seen before, and he open up this earth and swallow up all these men and all their houses, all their tabernacles right here in front of you, then you know who the Lord is dealing with. Then you know who the Lord sent. And you know that I'm not doing this of my own, that I'm not doing this myself. I'm just doing what the Lord told me to do. Right? Read on.
Verse 31. And it came to pass, he made an end of the speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. Verse 32. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods. Verse 33. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. Verse 34. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. So they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. I don't think we need to explain that one. Okay. Verse 36. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
We're going to go to the next set of 7. I'm going to go ahead and start reading it from Numbers chapter 16 and verse 37 in the Hebrew. The book of Numbers chapter 16 and verse 37 in the Hebrew. Amar, Al, Alaizar, Ban, Aharon, Hakahan, Wayaram, Ath, Hamakathath, Mabayun, Hasharapah, Wa'ath, Ha'ash, Zarah, Hala'ah, Kaya, Quadashwa. Verse 38. Ath, Makathawath, Hakata Ayam, Ha'Allah, Banapashtam, Wa'aishwa, Atham, Rakwaya, Pakayam, Tazapawaya, Lamazabak, Kaya, Hakwaya Rabam, Lapanya Yahawa, Waya Kodashwa, Waya Hayawa, La'awath, Labanya Yasha'ala. Verse 39. Waya Kwak, Ala Izar, Hakahan Ath, Makathawath, Hanakashath, Ashar, Hakwarya, Rabwa, Hasharapium, Wayakwara Iwam, Tazapawaya, Lamazabak. Verse 40. Zakarwan, Labanya, Yasha'ala, Lama'ain, Ashar, La'ah, Yakorab, Ayash, Zar, Ashar, La'ah, Mazarai, Aharon, Hawa'ah,
Laha Quatayor, Quatarath, Lapunya Yahweh, Wala'a, Yahaya, Kakwarach, Waka Idathwa, Ka'ashar, Debar Yahweh, Bayad, Masha, Lawa. Verse 41. Stop at 43. Verse 41. Let me see what that root word is, Salakia. One kind. Wayalunwa, Kal, Idath, Banya Yasha Allah, Mama Karath, Al Masha, Wa Al Aharon La Amar Athum, Hamathum, Ath, I'm Yahweh. Verse 42. Wayahaya Bahakohol, Ha'ida Al Masha, Wa Al Aharon, Wayapunwa, Al Ahol, Mawa'id, Wahana, Kasawa, Ha'inun, Wayara'a, Kabawad, Yahweh. Verse 43. Salakia. Wayaba'a, Masha, Wa Aharon Al Panya, Ahol, Mawa'id. Then in verse 43, pick it back up in the English in verse 37.
Okay, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 37 in English. Speak unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning and scatter the fire yonder, for they are hallowed. Verse 38, the censers of these sinners against their own souls, let them make their broad plates for a covering of the altar, for they offered them before the Lord. Therefore they are hallowed, and they shall be a sign unto the children of Israel. Verse 39, and Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers wherewith they were burned, had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar. Verse 40, to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron come near to offer incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah and as his company, as the Lord said to him by the hand of Moses.
Right, because remember, Aaron wasn't the only Levite. Moses wasn't the only Levite. Remember, this is, 1,000 years or hundreds of years after, more about 500, 600 years after Joseph and his brothers were in Egypt, right? So Levites have been in existence for hundreds of years. They're not the only ones. So Korah and all them other brothers were Levites who were like, well, we Levites too. Like, why is he the one who's getting so much credit? You understand? Why is Aaron getting all this praise and getting all of this stature? So they was upset about that. And the Lord dealt with them. And he said, we're going to make plates of all of these incense that they burned, because they brought incense to show that they were loyal to Korah and not to Aaron, right? We're going to take it and make broad plates as a memorial that no stranger who's not of the sons of Aaron is not a priest. They're not supposed to be in there. So it wasn't just, the Levites still had, remember we talked about it before, the Levites could come onto the altar and the tabernacle. They had more, of a job within the temple. But only Aaron's sons could do certain things. There were parts where only Aaron's sons could go in there and deal with the incense and deal with the sacrifices and so on and so forth, right? So the Lord is telling them, make sure that y'all remember only Aaron's sons can do certain work, right? We know that changed later, but at this time that's how it was. And notice it says that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron. So who would be a stranger in this sense? Yes, that? Absolutely. You're a stranger. I'm a stranger. Yanazar is a stranger. You understand? If you're not, since you know your tribe? No sweat. I may ask you, what was your father's nationality? Okay, so he was a black man. So more than likely you would be a Judite, right? From the tribe of Judah. Stranger, in this sense. We would not be allowed to, come in there at all. Okay? So a stranger does not mean another nation. There's many scriptures to prove it. This is one of them. Here, a stranger is absolutely talking about an Israelite, but it's just not a son of Aaron. Okay? Read on, Yanazor.
Verse 43. And Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation.
You can pick it up at 44.
Wayadabar Yahweh al-Mashah la Amar. Verse 45. Haramwa, Salakia, Haramwa, Mathawaka, Ha'ada, Haza'ath, Wa Akola, Athum, Karagai, Wayapalwa, Al, Panyahum. Verse 46. Waya Amar Masha Al Aharon Kwak Ath Hamakathla Wathun Aliyah Ash Ma'ila or Ma'al Salakia Ma'al Hamazabak Washayam Salakia Quatarath Waha Walaka Mahara Al Ha'ida Wakapar Aliyahum Kaya Yataza'ah Hakwatazap Malapanya Yahweh Hakala Hanagap. Verse 47. Wayakwak Aharon Ka'ashar Dabar Mashah Wayarataza Al Hawa Thawak Wathawaka Hakwahol Wahana Hakal Hanagap Ba'aim Wayathun Ath Hakwatarath Waya Kapar Al Ha'aim. Verse 48. Waya Aimad Bayan Hamathium Wabayan Hai Salah Hakayayum Wafa'ai Tazar Hamagapar Hamagapa Salakia. Verse 49. Wayahayawa Hamathium Bamagapar Gapa Salakia Bamagapa Arabai Aishor Alap Washabai Ma'awath Malabad Hamathium Al Debar Karak Salakia. Verse 50. Wayashab Aharon Al Mashah Al Pathak Hol Mawa'id, Waha Magapa, Wahamagapa, Na'ai Tazara. Next chapter. The book of Numbers, chapter 17. Okay, Salakia. Khan one Khan. Let me go back. Numbers 16. You entered an invalid reference, a book of Salakia other one. Number 16. 44? Yeah, hold on. I'm just having a problem with my I don't know what the hell is the problem. Numbers, space, 16. I don't know what the problem is. Numbers, oh, hold on a second. I see that. Numbers. Dwara. Numbers, Slakia. 16, 44. Go. Got it. Slakia. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 44 in English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 45, get you up from among this congregation that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. Verse 46, and Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off the altar and put on incense and go quickly unto the congregation and make an atonement for them, for there is wrath going out from the Lord. The plague is begun. Verse 47, and Aaron took as Moses commanded and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among the people. And he put on incense and made an atonement for the people. Verse 48, and he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. Verse 49, now they that had died in the plague were 14,700, besides them that died about the manner of Korah, if I may say. So these were the people that were supporting Korah and them?
No, actually, these were people who, after what happened to Korah and them, we read it, right? We read it in verse, we read it in verse 41. There was, you know what I'm saying, the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron and said, yo, you just killed the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, why'd you kill them? They was talking crap about the Most High, and the Most High's, nah, man, he dealt with them. Right, so read on.
Verse 50. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed.
So the Lord, man, is not anybody to be played with. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures refer to him as a terrible power. You know what I'm saying? And don't think that this is some foregone conclusion that took place thousands of years ago and don't happen now. You can see these plagues that the Lord puts on his own people every day when you go to your nearest ghetto. You go to your nearest ghetto, your nearest projects. Just go to the ghettos in New York and Durham, North Carolina, and the ghettos of Chicago, Houston, Texas. Go to any major city or even small town in America where black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indians are, and you will see more death than you've ever seen in your life. More death and more destruction and more hatred and more violence and more sickness. You see it every single day. So the Lord's doing the same thing back then to us today. Because when we disobey him, he's a father. He's not going to stand by. He's not going to stand for that. You know what I'm saying? Disobey your father, a real father, he going to do what? He going to let you know what time it is. And if you really, really, really disrespect him, you might be up out of there. Not like he's going to kill you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be out of his house. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me get started talking about that Dwayne Wade situation. Yeah, that's the kind of fathers they pumping out now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good father, right, Sadak? You sure? Because that's what they on my TV, they tell me that, you know, I'm supposed to be accepting of anything my child comes to me with and tells me they want to be, even though he's 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't know his right foot from his left, but he knows that he wants to be a little girl. So if I'm a good, when he was 3, right? Yeah. Right. So in fact, I actually was late to the party. I was late to the game. I should have let him become a little girl when he was 3 or 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely disgusting. A real father, the Lord is a man of war, according to Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. And a real father, that's the problem with black people, Hispanics, Native Indians today. You understand? Of our fathers not being in our households is bad enough. But now they don't even got to take the father out the household because all they do is turn him into what? A gay man. Turn him into a homosexual, you know what I'm saying? Turn him into an LGBTQ supporter. And now you don't even got to get rid of him because he's gonna push your agenda all up and through his household and churn out a bunch of babies who's gonna, you know what I'm saying, go against the scriptures and go against the natural order of things and destroy themselves further and further and further and further. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely disgusting. You have something, young son?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if I may, sir, like the subtlety of the devil himself is that a simple thing as responsibility has been removed from the household, man. There's no, like, this is one of the most incredible things I ever heard in my life, that a man would say that his son decided when he was 3 years old that he was going to be a girl. And this father took no responsibility whatsoever in guiding that child right, man. He's a hateful, wicked. You understand? That's what he is, man. To do that to his own child. Like, he was supposed to show, yo, you a boy, you a man. You're going to be a man like me. I'm a man. I played basketball. I was a man. But we couldn't find out he was cross-dressing when he was a child. So he felt it was all right for his child to do. And it's all about responsibility, y'all. We have to be responsible for what we do, or we are not men.
That's right.
We are not men if we don't be responsible for the things that we do. That's it.
So we need to try to be like the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to be like. Doesn't mean we got to go kill people. We don't got to do that. But the Most High is a man of war. He's a stern, you know what I'm saying, entity. That's what the scriptures say, that Christ was what? An austere man. You know what I'm saying? Christ was not for play. You know what I'm saying? That's not what he was. And you go in this ISUPK, this Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you see it all the time. You talk to one of them captains. You know what I'm saying? Talk to Captain Cesariak and Captain Nayathot, man, and Captain Maraquad and them brothers, man. Yeah, sure, they can joke and play around and all of that, but them brothers are serious about this work. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not a game, and it's not, you know what I'm saying, up to them to just do what they know. They do the Lord's work, and they do it with fervor. All right. So go to the next chapter, brother. In the Hebrew.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 17, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabar Yahweh al-Mashah la Amar. Verse 2. Dabar al-Banya Yasha'ala Wakwak Ma'athum Mata Labayath Abba Ma'ath Kal Nashaya Aham Kanarwakan. Nashaya, the water out of one. Labayath, Abathum, Shanyam, Ishar, Matawath, Ayash, Ath, Shamwa, Thaka, Thab, Al, Matahawa. Verse 3. Wa'ath, Sham, Aharon, Thakahab, Al, Mata, Loya, Kaya, Mata, Akkad, Laraash, Bayath, Salakia, Bayath, Abawathum. Verse 4. Wahanakathum, Ba'ahol, Mawa'id, Lapanya, Ha'id, Dawath, Ashar, Awa'id, Lakum, Shema. Verse 5. Wahaya, Ha'ayash, Ashar, Abakar, Bawa, Matahawa, Yaparak, Wahakathshaslia, Ma'alia, Ath, Halanawath, Banya Yasha'ala, Ashar, Hum, Alianum, Aliakum. Verse 6. Wayadabar, Masha, Al Banya Yasha'ala, Wayathunwa, Aliawa, Kal, Nashia, Ayatham, Ayahum, Nashia, Ayahum, Mata, Lanashium, Lanashia, Akkad, Salakia, Mata, Lanashaya, Akkad, Labanyath, Abathum, Shanyam, Ishar, Matawath, Wamata, Aharon, Bathawaka, Matawathum. Verse 7 is the last one, of course. Verse 7. Wayanak, Salakia, Wayanak, Masha, Ath, Hamatath, Lapanya, Yahweh, Ba'ahol, Ha'idath. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 17, verse 1, in English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers, of all their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Write thou every man's name upon his rod.
Now, of course, the rod in this sense just means like a staff, like a branch. You know what I'm saying? That would oftentimes be used to denote, you know what I'm saying, a person's tribe, something like that would be passed down. So it's just talking about like a staff in that way. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And thou shalt write Aaron's name upon the rod of Levi. For one rod shall be the head of the house of their fathers. Verse 4. And thou shalt lay them up in the tabernacle of the congregation before the testimony where I will meet you, with you, Salakia, where I will meet with you. Verse 5. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod from whom I shall choose shall blossom, and I will make to cease from the murmurings of the children of Israel, Salakia, Israel, whereby they murmur against you. Verse 6. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one according to their father's house, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods.
So a brother from each tribe had to bring a staff, right, to represent their tribe. Go ahead. Go ahead, stop. Not quite. It would be like Officer Yahweh that has a staff, right? That has his name on it. So right now, again, it's just they would use, like I said, they would use it as a way to denote, like, yeah, I'm from the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Levi, or whatever. So he's saying, get the top dog from each tribe to bring a staff, and Aaron, you bring yours. Obviously, you're a Levite, so you bring one to represent Levi. Whoever I choose, his staff is going to blossom. You know what I'm saying? It's going to actually grow something out of it to show you I choose this person. Because in Israel, everyone was murmuring. Everyone was like, again, like, oh, why he in charge? Why this person? Same thing we do now. Why it got to be him? I used to be above him in the school. Why he got to be the one? Well, who chose him? Same thing. So now the Lord is saying, I'm gonna put an end to this. We're going to solve this problem right now. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. And Moses laid up the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness.
Right, so everybody can see it. And we're going to get to that in just a second. So now I'm going to go ahead and read Numbers chapter 17 and verse 8 in the Hebrew. Start from there, go through 7 verses. This is the book of Numbers. It's like I actually like to read it right here. My bad. Shalakia. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 17, and verse 8. Wayahaya, Mama Karath, Wayaba'a, Masha, Al Ahol, Ha'idawath, Wahana, Parak, Mata Aharon, Labayath, Loya, Wayataza'a, Parak, Wayataza Tazah, Tazayataza, Wayagamol, Shequadium, verse 9. Wayataza Masha, Ath, Kal Hamatath, Malapunya Yahweh, Al Kal Bunya Yasha'ala, Wayara Awa, Wayakwakwa, Ayash, Matawa, verse 10. Waya Amar Yahweh Al Masha Hashab Ath Mata Aharon Lapunya Ha'adawath Lamashamaраth La'awath Labunya Mariah Wathakol Thalawantham Ma'alya Wala'a Yamathwa, verse 11. Wayaish, Masha, Ka'ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Athawa, Khan, Aisha, verse 12. Waya Amarwa, Banya Yasha'ala, Al Masha La Amar, Hun, Gawa, Sakia, Gawainawa, Abadnawa, Kalnawa, Abadnawa, verse 13. Kal, Hakorab, Al Mashakun, Yahweh, Yamawath, Ha'am, Thumnawa, Lagawai. Go to the next chapter. I read one verse. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, and verse 1. Waya Amar Yahweh al Aharon, Athar, Wabunyaka, Wabayath, Abunyaka, Athaka, It's like it might be a thought. 1 second. No, I think it's Athaka. Khan. Hasha'awa, Ath, I1, Hamakwadash, Wa'atha, Wabanyaka, Athaka, Hasha'awa, Ath, I1, Kahanathkum. That's the end of chapter 18 and verse 1. So, brother, if you could jump back to verse 17 and verse 8 in the English.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 17, verse 8 in English. And it came to pass that on the morrow, Moses went into the tabernacle of the witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron of the house of Levi was budded, and brought forth buds, and bloomed blossoms, and yielded almonds. Oh my goodness. That's something. You ever seen an almond fruit? An almond, if I may, sir, an almond comes from is a seed of a fruit. I found that out when I went to Jamaica. You know, an almond is a seed, and it grows a little fruit around, a little red fruit. Yeah. Okay, and verse 9. Salaki. Verse 10. No, verse 9, Salaki. And Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord unto all the children of Israel. And they looked, every man his rod, and took every man his rod. Verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony, to be kept for a token against the rebels. And thou shalt quite take away their murmuring from me, that they die not, if I may. What we learn in these books is really, we get to really understand our people and how hard-headed and ungrateful we can be at times. And we those same people, man, and we see it every day, man. You understand? I'm going to say this. I remember, I'll never forget this. One of the generals said that we are so messed up and we are so misled and destroyed that when we read about ourselves, we can't even recognize ourselves. You know, so, but in the ISUPK, we recognize ourselves. We know who these people are. We're with them every day. We see them every day, man. These are not strangers to us. You understand? Look at our people today and tell me these are not our people. These are the same people out there that won't listen if it's to save their life. They won't come in here. These are the same people. That's all I got out of it. Verse 11. And Moses did so as the Lord commanded him, so did he. Verse 12. And the children of Israel spake unto Moses, saying, behold, we die, we perish, we all perish. Verse 13. Whosoever cometh anything near unto the tabernacle of the Lord shall die. Shall we be consumed with dying? Shall we be consumed with dying? This is the book of Numbers, chapter 8, verse 1. 18, verse 1, Salakia. And the Lord said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons in thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. Meaning that they're responsible for anything that goes down in there. And thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood.
Jump to verse 2 in the Hebrew. This will be the last set.
The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 2 in Hebrew. Wagum, Ath, Athiaka, Matah, Loya, Shabbat, Abiaka, Hakarab, Afak, Wayalawa, how do you say it? What, is that Wayalawawa? Yeah, verse 2. Laya, Lawawa, Laya, Walawa. Waya Lowa. Okay. Waya Lowa. Waya Lowa. Khan. Waya Lowa. Aliyaka. Waya Rathwa. Waya Sharathwaka. Wa'ath. Wabunyaka. Athak. Lapunya. A whole. Ha'aidath. Verse 3. Washamarwa. Masha Marath. Masha Marathka. Wama Shamarath. Cow. A whole. A ka. Al. Kalia. Hakadash. Wa al. Hamazabak. La Yakarabwa. Wala Yamathwa. Gum. Athum. Verse 4. Wana Lawawa. Aliyaka. Washamarwa. Ath. Mashamarath. A whole. Mawa'id. Lakal. Abadath. A whole. Wazar. La'a. Yakorab. Aliyakam. Verse 5. Washamaratham. Ath. Mashamarath. Hakodash. Wa'ath. Mashamarath. Hamazabak. Wala'a. Yahaya. Iwad. Quatazap. Al Banya Yasha'ala. Verse 6. Come on. Verse 6. Wa Anya. Hana. Lakwakathia. Ath. Akiakam. Salakia. Akiakam. Halawayam. Mathawaka. Banya Yasha'ala. Lakum. Mathana. Lathanyam. La Yahawa. La Ibad. Ath. Ibadath. A whole. Mawa'id. Verse 7. Wa'atha. Wabanyaka. Athak. Vashamorwa. Ath. Baha. Nathakam. Lakal. Debar. Hamazabak. Wala Banyath. One la Banyath. La Parakath. Wa Ibathum. Ibatha. Ibadath. Salakia. Ibadath. Mathana. Athun. Ath. Kachanathakam. Wahazar. Hakarab. Wayamath. 8 is the last one, correct? Yeah. One card. Verse 8. Wayadabar Yahweh al Aharon wa Anya Hana Nathathia Laka Ath Mashamorath Harawamathia Lakau Kadashia Banya Yasha Allah Laka Nathathium Lama Shaka Wala Banyaka Lakak Iwalum. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 2 in English. And thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee. But thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. Verse 3, and they shall keep thy charge and the charge of all the tabernacle, only they shall not come nigh the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar, that neither they nor ye also die. If I may. Mm-hmm. So he's letting them know that they're responsible. If anybody comes in, mm-hmm. you know, and you don't stop them from coming in, then both of y'all going to die. Mm. Or if that person comes in who's not authorized.
Right. If the person, if an unauthorized person comes into the sanctuary and the altar, it's over for them. And they have the charge, like you said, of making sure that nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? Because then that could ultimately lead to them dying, right? But he's right now making a separation between all the Levites and specifically his sons. So again, his sons have more charge than the rest of the Levites. They are, you know, it's like King David when he was, you know what I'm saying, king of Israel. He's a Judite, but he's in charge. He's over everybody. So yeah, all these Levites are priests, but the sons of Aaron have the charge over them. And Aaron, of course, has the charge over them. So he's at the very top, right? But go ahead.
Verse 4. And they shall be joined unto thee and keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation for all the service of the tabernacle. And a stranger shall not come nigh unto you. Mm-hmm. Verse 5. And ye shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of the altar, that there be no wrath anymore upon the children of Israel. And that's a big responsibility. Of course. Wow. And verse 6, and I behold, I have taken your brethren, the Levite, from among the children of Israel to you. They are given as gifts for the Lord to do the service of the Salakia. To you, they are given as a gift for the Lord to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 7, therefore, thou and thy sons with thee shall keep your priest office for everything of the altar and within the veil, and ye shall serve. I have given you priest office unto you as a service of gift, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. Verse 8, and the Lord spake unto Aaron, behold, I also have given thee charge of mine heave offering, of all the hallowed things of the children of Israel. Unto thee I have given them by reason of anointing, and to thy sons by an ordinance forever.
Most High in Christ. So we're getting into, guys, so that, yeah, a heave offering. Let's go to it. It's just a different type of sacrifice or offering. It could be, it's like an offering of like grains or something, right? So it says offering gift, the judge who loves gift, especially use gift. Right here. An offering of grain. It just means a offering. So all the offerings technically could count as heave offerings, but the word heave is a heavy halting and great effort. So I guess it's like the more weighty offerings. It's heave in this sense means like to lift or haul a heavy thing with great effort. So it's like they're given the charge of the largest offering. So somebody might bring a large offering of some kind of grain or something like that, and that would be a heave offering, as opposed to like what's the other one for food? A meat offering is different. A meat offering is something we're going to cook and we're going to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Where this heave offering might be, this is for the priest, a whole, you know what I'm saying, 8-gallon thing of corn or what have you. So they have the charge over the heave offering that's given to the priest. But there's different types. So the heave would be like some kind of heavy thing that's given, usually some kind of grain. You know what I'm saying? But it could be a big barrel of money. You know what I'm saying? Could be that as well. But it's separating it from, say, a meat offering and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Khan. That was it on that?
Khan.
Most High in Christ. All right. So with that, we read 7 sets of 7, the water, bro. We read 7 sets of 7, the water Yanazar. We're going to begin to clip up the Sabbath service next week. We're going to be picking it back up right where we left off. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 18. We just finished verse 8. We're going to start at verse 9 next week. Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 9. Okay? Was any questions in the room before we start to clip it? Come. Most High in Christ. No sweat. All right. And with that, Imajim, just up here, Slakia. Just up here, Imajim. Hit the horn, Yanzo. Most High in Christ. Smooth. All right, men of Israel, gird thyselves and prepare to salute the Torah. Imajim, which means to stand. Slakia says. Wapanya Kwadum, which means rise and face the east. We're going to close out with these prayers. We're going to start out with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Thaba'ah, Artazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazar, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawum, Wasalaknawa, Kabawathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathnawa, Wala'ah, Thaba'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abol, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahathaparith, La'iwalumium, Amen.
In the English. Our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
As
it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Our
daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
The prayer for the power of Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashah, Nathanawa, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, La Haquium, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakath, Wath. Hatama'ala, Lagarashun, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, the water Amun.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
The prayers for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Masatabazai, Salakia, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranyum, Ha Katazayanyum, Ha Koyayoyum, Wa Hagwathium, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The water Amun.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
And
Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
The 121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aishah. Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Mahayan, Yawa'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazar, Al-Yathun, Lamawat, Ragolka, Al-Yanawum, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawum, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawa'atka, Mayatha, Wa'id Awalum.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes. Until the hills. From whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot. To be moved. He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Yasha'Allah. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade. Upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
The 83rd Psalm in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Fakarash. Wa Al-Fashakwat. Al-Kayahana. Awabiaka. Yahama, Yawun, Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya Ira Yumwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya Itazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidum, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Itazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barayath, Yakarathwa, Aholwa, Alawam, Wa Yashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wa Hagarium, Gabol, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Palashat, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Amam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Yashabia, Tazawar of Salakias, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalahum, Kamadin, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakol, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Sayatamwa, Nada, Yabmawa, Ka'arab, Wakazabak, Wakatazol, Mana'ai, Kal Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Af, Na'awath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raraha, Ka'ash, Fabia Ira, Ya'ira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Tharadapma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapafka, Fabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyahum, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamkar, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaholwa, Ija'ai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadayawa, Kaya Atha, Shamkar, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Akal Ha'aratazar.
In the English, keep not thou silence.
Keep not thou silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies. Make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against. Thy hidden ones. They have said. Come. Let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel. May be no more in remembrance.
Shall be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles. Like Oreb. Like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As the Ba. And as the Almunah. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh. Into possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame. Set the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth.
Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim HaShai Barakatuh, Dr. Matar. Amadi, stand. Put your hands like this, right? Feet at the 45-degree angle, so like this, right? It's perfect. There you go. You kind of bow your head a little bit. There you go. Now put it forward. Okay, men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Shema Al-Thah Ba'ashim HaShai. And what we're saying is, first of all, how to say it? Yahweh, Ba'ashim, no, Yahweh, Shema, Al-Thah, Ba'ashim HaShai. Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai. It means Yahweh bless you, watch over you, or guard over you, in the name of Christ. That's what it says. Now, Yadu Matah, class dismissed. Did you put your name on the Christ? Is it for something class? What kind of gift? Really? Most High in Christ. You know, you're going to be on the news. Yeah, man. That's what I was working. Most High in Christ. Okay. Let me get click a lot of them. Let's press in. You live in the area? In broadcast, right? In Greensboro. Okay. Greensboro, okay.